So what we're doing here is we're going to try the how good was it formula. And we're going to try it a little bit different. We're going to try it with some food. What food would we like to revisit from our youth? And the answer was pretty simple. Hostess. How can you go wrong?
This is a Joe AP idea, Joe. You know
Yes.
So, Joe, why don't you tell us what Hostess meant to you, since this is your idea to do this one?
Well, first of all, I hope Hostess watch this video and sponsor us with some kind of
Hostess
supply of this goodness.
I'll tell you.
It depends on how
we say about it. Yeah.
Specifically, Twinkies. I think I remember back in the 80s, waiting in the corner for my school bus to arrive. This is what I would always crave for, to have Twinkies and play arcade video games, a couple quarters, and have a Twinkies.
What about you, June? Did you grow up eating this crap?
Oh, no,
I mean, this good stuff.
Well, there goes our sponsorship, but yes, I did.
Correction, it's not moon pie, snowball.
Snowballs, okay.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna get into specifics.
Did you say snowballs?
See, now we weren't supposed. But Scott beat us to the punch. He has revealed he has a pack of snowballs. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, for me, Hostess started with me in comic books, because back then I was a big comic book head. I still kind of am, but back then in particular, I would go to the newsstand or whatever. This is when they sold comic books in newsstands. And they would have ads in the back or in the front covers, and it was Hostess. And you'd see characters, Twinkie the Kid, right, who was a cowboy.
Oh, yeah, I remember that ad.
Yeah, you do remember that? And I remember, I think most of the snacks, they had like the chocolate cupcakes, and that had a character. And then so on and so forth. If you remember, Scott, that the ads themselves were like a little comic story sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like if it was a Marvel comic, they'd have Spider-Man and some Hostess related, where at the end he'd be like with the Green Goblin eating up a fruit pie or something, so very, very little nonsensical tie-ins they used to do. So what we're doing here today is, I'm going to assume of the three of us, we probably, well, then again, I don't want to assume anything. God knows. I don't know when was the last time Joe AP or Scott tried any Hostess product.
Oh, I can tell you the last time I tried it. That's for sure. So a few years back, probably like maybe 5 to 10 years ago, Hostess announced it would discontinue Twinkies. We're getting rid of it. It's a golden age, and I
remember
flipped out because I had such a fond memory of Twinkies. And I told Mary, I'm like, I'm gonna go buy a box of Twinkies. I'm gonna buy a couple boxes of Twinkies, because they're gonna go and they're gonna go away. I'm never gonna have them again, and I can have it as a special treat from time to time. And I went and got a box of Twinkies, and I think I had one, and I didn't enjoy it, and they sat in my my pantry until Twinkies came back a few years later. They weren't gone for long. It was like a couple years later, and all of a sudden, Hostess started selling Twinkies again. So I just threw them out at that point.
So was it backed by popular demand?
Probably. It's just maybe another stunt. Just like with anything, you take it away, people want it. The Mexican pizza at Taco Bell takes away, people freak out, and then they bring it back, and then everyone rushes out to get it. So it was probably a ploy.
Did any one of us check expiration date on this thing?
Oh, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, there's a long time. I have a box next to me, and it expires. It expires in October 12th, 2023. My Twinkies. So maybe they were on the shelf for a long time, but
Are you serious?
It expires in October. So
you caught them just
the other
in time,
stuff.
I guess.
Okay, all right. I'll go first. I'll do first. I have one open in front of me. I got
already
a
open
jumbo honey bun. Honey bun is a glazed. I'm not sure what it is.
Show us.
I love honey bun.
It's kind of like I think it's like maybe a cinnamon or glazed donut almost.
So
I guess I'll try it.
Oh, we're gonna go straight into trying them?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, go for it.
Damn, one big bite. Get it, Scott.
It's a donut.
We want to hear the sound.
Yeah, basically, it's a glazed donut. A honey bun is a glazed donut.
It's 100% just a glazed donut, a stale glazed donut.
Now, had you ever tried one before this?
No, I don't remember trying one before.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'll say it's not bad for something that, like you said, has probably been around and not that fresh.
Did you have to mull it around your mouth like a fine wine, Scott?
Yes. I took it in. I got the bouquet out of it. But honestly,
hint of what? Hint of more? Any hint?
It tastes like a glazed donut. Is what it tastes like.
It's basically what it is.
Krispy Kreme like or no?
No,
a little more dense, but it's
more dense.
Yeah, like.
dense.
No, dense. Like more like full. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Joe. What do you have? Why don't you pick your
so I'm gonna pick. Actually, this particular brand one I never had it before.
I don't know if you hold it up so we can all see.
Yeah. I don't know if I should do this one first.
Oh,
what is it?
Oh, man!
I think June.
Zinger.
Okay. I did not get a zinger.
Okay. So let me get if I may, Joey P. I got to intrude on this. So with zingers, okay, the whole thing.
While he's doing it.
Yeah, go ahead, go for it, man. So now there are two types of zingers. They're the ones that Joey P just held up, which are golden. I don't know what flavor it's supposed to be, vanilla, whatever, but they're golden.
Ice vanilla.
And there are the chocolate ones. Okay. Now, what I remember about zingers is one, I loved zingers because there goes Joey P. Thankfully,
it looks like sushi.
You know. It probably tastes like it too. I don't think you want that from a Hostess product. But anyway, again, there goes our sponsorship.
Try it, Joe.
But you want to try it, Joe? Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to try it, June. You could keep talking.
Well, I was just going to say the thing about zingers with me, the chorus is one, I love zingers because back then when I was a kid, I remember on the package, for some reason, I guess they had some promotion going with the Peanuts characters, Charlie Brown, Snoopy. And so every pack had a picture of a Peanuts character. And I loved Peanuts. I mean, still to this day, one of my favorite comic strips of all time. And so, it was like I would buy it just because Charlie Brown was on. I was on them. Plus, with zingers, you get not one,
three,
not two, but you get three bad boys.
Wow.
You get three. So I would get one, and I could share with my friends. I could have, even if I wanted to get greedy, I could have two of them and have one left.
Joe's going back in for more.
Joe. What's your verdict, Joe?
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, how is it?
He must like it because he's putting that thing to work.
How is that different from a Twinkie, by the way? It looks like a Twinkie to me. But
exactly.
Go ahead, Joe. It's the same thing.
I forget what Twinkie tastes like, but this one
like that.
Sort of like what you mentioned earlier, Scott. It's kind of thick, and you can still chew the granulated sugar on the cream, that cream spread on top.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope that's sugar.
Yeah. Crystal, some kind of crystal.
It's a mold on there, but fine.
Yeah, but it has it. It's not bad.
Had you ever tried a zinger before this?
No, that's what I was.
I have never tried a zinger either.
So I'm gonna randomly just stick my hand.
Yes. Oh wow, random.
That's good, June.
And this might be dangerous, and I might regret this. And I think I know which one I picked, and I'm already regretting.
All right, let's see.
No, see, the fates are with me today. Now, this is something I've tried way too much of, probably as a kid.
Oh.
So I'm probably going to be the first of the three of us to compare what it is like now as compared to when I was a kid. Yes, you're all right. Yeah. He knew by my face. It is the tried and true.
Ooh. All right.
Hostess cupcakes. Now, listen, this was my shit when I was a kid. Like Hostess cupcakes, me and my sisters, like God forbid I brought one home, I would be lucky if I got a fourth of one.
Now, question.
Yeah.
I do have cupcake. Do you have cupcakes, Scott?
No, I do not. So Joe, you should try.
Can I try with you at the same time?
Let's try it together, bro. Right. Let's go in together.
Cupcake.
Wow, look at that. Look at that creamy center.
It hit. You hit with granulated sugar.
It hits just right. What I'm noticing by this episode is June really loves Hostess. Joe and I just did this because we're like, oh, that'd be fun to revisit. No, June is a true Hostess fan.
Oh, okay. So we need to go into a little bit backstory about this. You know, the guy brought this idea to me, and the Hostess was not my idea. So I asked him, I was like, what do you want to do first? They said Hostess. I basically had an orgasm. Hostess. I was like, wow.
You held out, but for sure, you were holding back your love.
Oh, so before this, I said, I'm only going to take one bite of each thing because, I'm an old man. God damn, I'm having a hard time not finishing this damn cupcake.
Was your cake moist?
It was perfect.
Mine was still moist.
Wow. Yeah. And I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
It's got to be good.
Survive a nuclear holocaust.
It tastes like real chocolate cake. Still moist.
Oh,
we know it's not.
Since you guys are devouring I'm gonna go to my next one.
Yeah, go ahead.
My next one I think is very similar to what you guys are eating, because I got ding dongs, and ding dongs to me look the same as cupcakes,
but they're not
chocolate. They say it's chocolate cake with cream filling.
That, my friend, is blasphemous. Like what you're eating. Are not the same as the cupcakes.
All right, well, go. That's why I didn't get cupcakes. Is to me they look the same. I'm gonna eat a ding dong.
That's why they call it.
Right.
That's why somebody's. That's why they said you're such a ding dong. So maybe there's reasons for
I am just like this. I am ding dong. All right. Do you guys have fond memories of ding dongs?
That is an odd question. I don't know how to answer that. That could go any number of ways.
Yeah. So how was it, Scott? What did it taste like?
Probably the same as yours, chocolate with a cream filling. It's a little messy. It's kind of falling apart. I don't think it's super moist, but it is fun.
So it's not the same, Scott. Ours moist.
Scott's faking the fun because he just popped the whole thing in his mouth right now. You're loving that shit, Scott.
Oh, sorry. All right, Joe, what do you got next?
All right, so my third one. So like I mentioned before, they don't have all the selection. Although I opt out certain item, but this one I thought should be good.
What is it?
Donuts.
I can't say it.
Okay, now Joe, we're gonna have to team up because what do I have?
You and
but not the same.
You guys think alike.
You had
this was something that I freaking went apeshit over as a kid, and it was the donuts, but it was the crusty golden one. I don't know what flavor this is supposed to be. I think it's something coconut based. I don't know, but
that sounds gross.
So I'm gonna go in on this one while you're going in on that.
Yeah, my favorite donuts is the powder one, the white powder.
The answer is absolutely not. It does not hold up, this donut. It is very different from what I remember as a kid. It has some similar properties. This one has there's a slight crunch to it.
What's the crunch part of it?
I think there's like coconut. There's like a coconut coating.
Okay.
I think it could be, God knows.
Hurry up, because I feel like I'm having a heart attack right now. So.
Yeah, my blood pressure's going up.
We should keep it moving. Then I guess I will grab my next one. So I think I got the most boring one of the bunch.
No.
This is called a muffin sticks. It's supposed to be blueberry, like a blueberry muffin.
I've never even seen that one.
I think in my mind, I was thinking it was the most healthy one. It said it's made with real blueberries.
Put it on the screen. I want to see what it looks like.
I doubt that.
This is the package, but the muffin looks like this. Like
it also come in 3.
Yeah, comes in 3.
That could be something good with coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
None of this should be eaten.
Does it look like?
I like it.
Yeah.
Does it look like cupcake? It tastes like muffin.
Yeah, like a blueberry muffin, like with sweeter and denser and staler, but it's not bad.
Well, it looks like Scott and I will be teaming up on this one because what is it but
snowball?
The dreaded snowballs.
Have you had these before? I have never had one of these.
Neither have I. This is going to be a new experience for both of us.
This is one of my favorite. And I cannot find it in all 3 stores.
Well, I'll send you these.
Yeah, I'll send you the other half.
Just tell me how it tastes.
Now, if you look at this audience, snowballs, it's this pink concoction, and it has chocolate and some kind of cream filling. And as a kid growing up in the ghetto, as I always say, you stayed away from snowballs. You were not.
It doesn't look natural. It looks,
and it wasn't very manly. Being a young man in the hood. Walking down the street and tell you want a snowball? No, I was not happy.
Honestly, it's not bad. I don't like the coconut part to it, but everything else is good. The marshmallow and the chocolate. And is good.
The marshmallow part is so good. It's not like hard marshmallow. It's like already halfway melted.
It makes it more moist, actually.
Yes.
I should have read the freaking package because the marshmallow part caught me by surprise. Totally, I did not expect that.
It's good. I like that.
Better. Whoa. Wait a minute. There's still flavor kicking in. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
It's drying my mouth out now. Maybe like one bite is good. More than one bite, I don't know.
You have to eat more, Scott, so that it will not dry up your mouth.
I'm going to be honest. There's a lot to take in here. You got marshmallow. You got this coconut coating within the pink shell.
3.
And you have this white cream filling.
4.
There's a lot going on. And
there's a chocolate too?
And there's chocolate.
Yeah.
There's chocolate
5.
spongy cake.
5 flavor in one bite, June. You can't get it anywhere else.
I think it's 4 flavors, but it's
with each swallow, one flavor is overtaking the other. So I don't know what the hell to make of this. I gotta say, it's not bad. It's totally not what I expected.
Yeah.
I love that.
The thing to me was the initial bite I think was so surprising. It's not like you said, it's not what I expected that I liked it. But then the second bite, I liked it a lot less.
I'm not going for a second bite. I got enough from the first bite. There's a lot going on in there, man.
Oh man!
I guess we're all at the last item.
Well, did you have one more, June, or is that it? Or did you eat all?
Well, I have one more, and I think don't you guys have one more?
Well, we have the Twinkie. We all have the Twinkie.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We have.
Okay, I thought you had one more item.
The coup d'etat. You know what makes this all worthwhile?
I like how Scott already has his box open up.
Yeah, here's a box.
Twinkies.
Oh, my camera's not showing the box.
If there is a God of Hostess, it is this. It is the freaking Twinkie.
This is the original. I'm going to start. I'll say that. It's the same way I had it the last time. It's just too sweet. To me, you can't really tell the flavors apart. Like, to me, it's just sweet. What I remember of a Twinkie as a kid, you could really taste the cake part of it. It had more of a cake flavor to it. This just tastes like the same thing like the last one. It was like, the initial bite tasted kind of good, but when you have the second bite, you're like, no, it's just.
I think it was a mistake to have that snowball before the Twinkie. That snowball was overwhelming, man.
But honestly, I think the Twinkie's sweeter than anything else I've had so far. Of all the ones I've had, I think it's the sweetest one.
The chocolate donuts that I had make the Twinkie aftertaste bitter.
Interesting. Sorry.
My least favorite of all 4. It's the donut that I had. I think donut has like waxy-ish texture and also taste. My second worst, although it looks like Twinkies, but it's not. The Zingers. Zinger.
How dare you?
Yeah, it has.
I'm a little offended, but I'm also surprised.
So you think it's better?
You ate like 2 of them bad boys.
No, they're not bad. The least favorite of all 4. So then I'm not saying any.
Okay, I got you. But you like Zingers better.
Zinger is better than the donuts, but it's not as good as the other 2 after this. What I don't like about Zinger is that the yellow cream is too hard, and the granulated sugar texture. That's what kills it. I think
you're literally biting into grains of sugar.
Exactly. Without it, I think it would be better. But of course, the third one is cupcake. Cupcakes, actually, you know what? Cupcake almost tastes better than Twinkies, just because the cake, the chocolate cake is very, very good and moist. But again, the topping still had that granulated sugar that I find it not.
Too much.
It's too much, right? I remember Twinkies was not as greasy before. It wasn't greasy like this. I feel like this one is a little bit greasier, the new version of it, and I'm not sure. But I remember Twinkies, it was more fluffy, more soft. But this one is heavy.
Probably bigger too, right? I think they were a little bigger before.
Yeah, Twinkies was. I remember they used to come in 1 or 2. Was there always 2?
I think 2. I think it was 2 in a package.
Well, from what I remember, there was always 2, and then they started selling individual 1.
Was there? Yeah.
So overall, how would you rank this, Joe? How good was Hostess?
I think if you at the age of 40 and up, I don't think you should have any
for your own health. So
yeah,
you don't
for your own
dead.
health's sake. Yes.
You don't want to get diabetes. So yeah.
Right. But if you like in the age between, I don't know, teenager and below, have at it. I think you should just enjoy yourself.
So how good was it, Joe?
I say it's not good anymore for me.
There goes our sponsorship. But thanks a lot, Joe. Okay, June, do you want me to go? I think June is going to have a different opinion than us. So I think I'll go. Normally, I'm the last one to go. So I think
why you go second? Yeah. I
want
to hear you first.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'll rank mine as well. I'm gonna start with the best to the worst. What? I think my favorite one, it was probably the first one I had, the honey buns. It was the most simple. It was most just like a donut. It wasn't, like a stale donut, but it was like a donut.
And it looks like you pick out the healthy stuff too, Scott. You didn't pick out any.
Yeah, this is all healthy.
It was a conscious selection there.
So my number 2 is the one that I think Joe's right. I think this one I thought maybe would be the closest to healthy. My number 2 is the blueberry muffin. The what's it called? The muffin sticks. It was fine. It was like a blueberry muffin. Honestly, it probably should be my number 1, but I kind of like the glazed honey buns. My third favorite is going to go with the Ding Dong. The Ding Dong was, I think it's probably very similar to the cupcake you guys. I know you guys are insisting the cupcakes or something special, but I think the Ding Dong is probably pretty similar. And number 4, I'm going to go with Snowball. It was terrible, but the first bite actually was. The first bite was not bad. Yeah, I think the first bite was very interesting. Wasn't what I expected, but the more I had, the more I'm like, okay, no. And then my worst is Twinkie. I think the Twinkie was terrible. I think it was way too sweet. I have 9 more, Joe, which I'm going to give to you because there's no way I'm going to eat them. So yeah, I think the Twinkie was terrible. I think it was too sweet. It was all.
That's so.
It wasn't
wrong.
what I remembered. And this was the same experience I had with it the last time I had it. I had it. Like I said, I had it like 5-10 years ago, and it was the same thing. I bit into it and like, what happened to my Twinkie? This is not the way I remember a Twinkie. Twinkie to me had more. It was more moist. It had more cake flavor to it, and it's just not there. For an overall ranking, how good was it? Sorry, Hostess. It's not good. Yeah, I do not recommend eating this. I think you guys at Hostess did something to the formulas of this stuff to make it either probably cheaper to make or whatever, or add more preservatives to last longer. It does not taste the way it did to me as a kid. I do not like it.
I don't know what you guys expect me to say because I actually
we expect you to love this product.
No. When I was a kid, I grew up with this shit. I loved it. It was like every day I was probably having some type of Hostess product.
Wow.
It was so easily accessible. It was in the bodega, the deli. It was everywhere. And I didn't even, the one that I should have gotten, for some reason I didn't, was one of the fruit pies. But then at this point, who cares? Because really what I've noticed is it kind of all blended into one flavor to the point that by the time I got to the Twinkie, which was the last one, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter. It was like I couldn't really taste anything but sugar. Yeah. And these things are overwhelmingly sweet. Sweeter than I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means I had a higher tolerance level for
I think our taste buds changed, I think.
I'm sure they have. But still, it's like going back to what Scott said in his verdict. These things are even more processed than they were when we were kids. More chemicals, more. I mean, the shelf life of these things. I mean, look at Twinkies. They just do not die. They basically don't die. They're like McDonald's French fries. And there are certain foods that are so jacked full of chemicals that they're not even food anymore. They're a semblance of food. And I think that goes for this. This is definitely in that category where it's not, I don't know what a Twinkie ever was supposed to be. If an alien landed and said, what's a Twinkie? I do not have an answer for him. It's some kind of sponge cake filled with a sugary thing. It's sugar wrapped in sugar, man. All of this is the same thing. And what really drove that home for me, and I'll give my ranking, was the snowball, because the snowball was crazy. After I had the snowball, I couldn't taste anything. My mouth just.
So was that your least favorite then? Snowball's least favorite?
It's hard to say because
I think it's like favorite.
Okay, look. Okay, I'll do the ranking. I took the long way as I usually do. I'm long-winded that way. Damn it! That's why I podcast, so I could get it all out. From best to worst, the best. Cupcake still holds it down. Still the reigning champion. A chocolate cupcake. You open it. Joe could agree with me. You open it. That chocolate smell hits you.
Kicks right in.
Drooling, man. It kicks right in. You got to have that chocolate fix, and it's good for that. Is it real chocolate? Questionable.
It's brown.
Debatable. It's brown and it's chocolate-like. And out of all of these, well, I didn't really try anything else that was chocolatey. I had the Zingers yesterday. This was more chocolatey. Yes. This was definitely more chocolatey than the Zingers I had yesterday. So if I had to give it a best of, I would stick with the chocolate cupcakes. Number 2, I'm going to say it has to be. Do I have any left in this bag? Okay, no. Just make it
You
sure.
ate them all because you love this stuff.
I devoured it. Number 2, I'd have to say probably the Twinkie. Just because of the familiarity. Not to say Twinkies were, from what I remember, they were a much more satisfying thing when I was a kid than it is now. But compared to what I have on my plate here, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what you have left?
Well, again, I really only took one bite of each. The cupcake I took 2. But anyway, yeah, Twinkies is my number 2. Number 3,
okay.
I'm gonna give it to the snowball.
Wow.
Because at least
I agree.
in the snowball, I could discern certain flavors, the marshmallow, the chocolate.
Yeah, for sure.
It took a few bites or a few swallows, but after it's been in your mouth for a little bit, you can kind of make out what's going on. Yeah, it's identifiable. Whereas the other ones, besides the chocolate cupcake, I can't identify what a Twinkie or what this is. The last on my list, which was the donuts, which I kind of find a little crushing because I remember liking these a lot when I was a kid. I used to eat a lot of these little golden crunchy donut things. Can't tell you what they're supposed to be. Coconut, I have no idea. Literally on the packet, and I'll show you while it's still here. Motherfucker say crunch in the description. Can you say crunch? Because even they don't know what it is.
What flavor is crunch?
I guess this is it. And if this is the flavor of crunch, I'm not buying. It's considerably different. Very not like I was when I was a kid. So, I mean, there's my ranking.
Maybe it's not the Hostess. It's just us that changed. I mean, Hostess is always like this way, maybe.
Nah, I think it's probably both. I think it's both. I think you're right. I think we have changed, but I do think Hostess changed as well. For the viewers at home, June said it was good, and Joe and I said not good. So that's where we're at right now.
That is not the case. I do agree with you guys. It was not a good experience. It was a little nostalgia, if not a lot of nostalgia for me. And that's the fun aspect of doing this.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said. I'm a graphic designer by trade. So branding works like a motherfucker on me. You give me some nice shiny branding and a cool logo, and this has all that stuff. You see it. There'll be many a time I'll be walking in the supermarket and I'm like, ho-hos, ding-dongs, whatever. And like, but no, I know once I open that box and bite in, it's going to be like, oh. And this was just like that. It was like, oh. So, yeah.
Yeah. I guess that was a podcast, but we're going to start doing this once a month. We're going to go back and revisit certain other things from our childhood.
Yes, I think
if we're all still alive next month, if we don't die, we will do this again.
I don't think we'll be doing Hostess again anytime soon.
Sorry,
Hostess.
Yeah, and with that, we'll see you next time on whatever this segment will be called. Thank you for joining us. Do the thing. Subscribe to our audio podcast. How good was it? We do retro reviews, we do new movie reviews, and everything in between. So look out for that. Thank you for joining us. And as usual, let's say bye to Hostess, guys.
Bye, Hostess.
Yeah. Bye, Hostess.